YouTuber. I don't really know what's a thing on YouTube. I don't know if Let's Plays are still a thing. Seems like a lot of slop and rage bait, but I'm still doing this. Why not? The internet keeps a little bit more authenticity opposed to its current vapidness. But this is Sect of Trollar, the same guy who made Cruelty Squad. I've already played this game a bit before, but I just wanted to start a new playthrough just for a I don't know, let's play, you know? So password forgotten. Alright. So I'm gonna try to do the voice. It's gonna be rough, bear with me. What? How come I remember your password but you don't? It's Lorenzo Viscotti. That'll make sense in a second. How come you have forgot? I tripped up on that. Okay, whatever. That's going in the video, I guess. That Lorenzo guy's pretty cool and charismatic, boss. I can see why you like him. I do this is... Like, this character is such a fascinating addition to this game. Like... like, they're like, yeah, this is like... an Orwellian version of Morrowind, but also there's just this weird little thing here. He's great. We love Beyond. Let's see. What was it? So, yes. I already have to look how it's... Yep, log. Day 1. Date. Okay. Case files. Password forgotten. Lorenzo Viscotti. So I'm going to... Can I... No, I can't. I'm shit at spelling. I'm sorry. This video is off to a great oh, okay, I spelled that. Fuck it. Fuck it. We're just starting with the game. This is how the video started, and I'm probably gonna have to edit it into something vaguely coherent. Did I mention I am not a YouTuber? YT underscore and then a key smash. There's Edelgar. For all I know, because I don't know if that's like a normal European name. Obviously, you can tell by my accent that this game is just like real life for me. Alright, on to Lorenzo. How can I help you? Love. It is a very complex human emotion. I must say remains utterly unknown to me. I'm a very career-oriented person. God, this guy's already insufferable. Which doesn't leave much time for personal relationships. Still, it's beautiful in of itself, a great mystery of the human brain, and extremely relevant in the study of psychohazards. Reichian analysis, yes, you should see Reichian analysis. You should see our Reichian analysis psychoanalyst helmet set. Is your helmet, guys? Check to see if your helmet is set. If your helmet's not set, that's a problem. That's just a reminder. It's like, you know, stay hydrated and set your helmet. Yeah, okay. So where was I? At least twice a week for character analysis. The work of Wilhelm Reich, God, is a cornerstone of our work. The thing that sets us apart from a vulgar authoritarian policing. We have to loosen our muscular armors and deconstruct our neuroses to be efficient as a pragmatic, anti-Hitlerite officer of law. Not only that, but our free-flowing orgone energy gives us a decisive edge in the 21st century combat. Into the 21st century combat. Anyway, Psychopatrol. This is a unit of ours. By the way, this game is a lot of reading. I'll try to edit it to make it manageable, but that's something to bear in mind if you do want to play this game. It's a lot more reading than Cruelty Squad. Even if you, like, actually read the, you know, like, full, case things, it's a lot more reading. This unit of ours, my pride and joy, a new type of policing built around modern criminology that fully acknowledges the existence of psychohazards. This new paradigm will allow us to tackle crime at its roots rather than treating the symptoms. A total transformation, a transcendental revolution of the brain-body world. I do love that that's all one word. The first anti-fascist, anti-Hitlerite policing tactical unit in the world. Sure, buddy. Um, a psychohazard, a concept that I've personally been developing for a long time now. How psychological forms or constructs become flesh in the physical world and cause all kinds of societal illnesses. Crime, all strife in the modern world can be traced back to the proliferation of psychological weapons and their use, both intentional and unintentional. A psychohazard is essentially a virus of the mind, a rapidly replicating autonomous machine. You know, like, comment below if you're like a autonomous machine of flesh full of thought crimes. Thanks for dropping by. That was on SLS Panic. Thanks for dropping by. How is your time here? I do hope it's pleasant. We do everything in our power to have a safe and enjoyable working environment here. About work, there's something I need you to look into urgently. We've been contacted about someone spreading psychohazardous content related to sodium lauryl sulfate, a chemical that is used in cosmetics to improve foaming shampoo, toothpaste, and so on. We know it can be used to. We know it sometimes can worsen mouth ulcers. Starting over on that, but leaving it in because I cannot read today. We know it can sometimes worsen mouth ulcers, but good enough. The psychohazard relates to a claim that can cause ulcers or hair to lose. That of winning products containing it could also cure cancer and stop balding. Alright, so we have a suspicion that its manufacturer, or even some sort of coalition of them, of so-called natural cosmetics might be behind this. Not only is this dangerous for cancer patients, but it's also destabilizing for the psychological patterns for susceptible targets. If something like this was to infect the psychological framework of the European Food Safety Authority, the results could be disastrous. In a chaotic system like our society, something like this would lead to a hideous end for so many souls. So far we have no leads at all, so it's up to you to figure this out, but believe you're the right person for the job. Good luck, officer. I'm not gonna bother reading that. I love how fully did glass in this game. The glass, like, it's, like, way too realistic for, like, the shaders are, like, a little bit too naturalistic for, like, what the textures are. These are some good faces. Excellent. Love that. Alright, I currently have 5,000 euros, which I guess you start off with, so I'm going to now go to the shop to see if there's anything I can get for this price. What about 3? Oh yeah, I can get that. What about small arms? Nope, nothing else. Alright, so we got cigarette packs. A Rapple could be good, but I can't afford that. Okay-doke. Alright, so now we should save again. I'm gonna edit that a little bit. We're just saving. Okay. Alright. So time for the mech. Oh yeah, this moves a little bit faster than I had it on my, you know, like, I'm not freaking recording. Because the heavier the armor is, the slower your mech moves. Okay, so the recording got a little messed up. So I probably can't show this because of the jank that happened during it happening. But I just ran over someone. Awesome. But I did get money from it, so that's something. It's been weird with the audio. I don't know if it's, like, gonna come on the main thing, but, like, the actual recording, but it, you know, my little, Bluetooth earbuds, I use it for the mic, but also the, you know, the freaking, I'll think of it. Okay, I just fucking remembered now. Okay, I use my Bluetooth earbuds when I'm, like, recording for freaking, music stuff, because I produce music, I write music, although much of a, songwriter as I am a producer, please listen to my music, it's good, I promise it's good, you know, like, worst case scenario, you can tell me it's not good, to be toxic online and hurt my feelings, but, you probably won't say that, because it's good. I think, actually, we should probably I think there's a quest giver over here. Sorry if, I seem kind of awkward or, like, not very charismatic for this, video. Did I mention that I'm not a YouTuber? I think I did several times, and this bit's getting old. Oh, right here. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to break your door. Thief Morrow. About me. I don't want to talk about that. Valid. SLS Panic. Oh, that. I don't really know anything about it. Everything I write is based on the general sentiment or vibe. I do a lot of research and pick something that is generating a lot of talk. Sometimes with a very specific group of people first. He's one of these guys. It's always best if you get in on something near the ground floor, just on the cusp of it blowing up. Trying to weave together narratives out of nothing is nearly impossible. There has to be something to work with. Trouble. I'm having some financial trouble. I recently acquired a new water cooling system for my computer, which is absolutely necessary for my work. Okay, buddy. But I didn't have quite the cash for it. So I opened up a line of credit. Not with a bank, but with a guy I met who works for, an organization. Smart move. I definitely, if you need a loan, you should definitely get it from a mobster. This is not legal advice. I'm just asking questions. Why not get money from a mobster, you know? Like, you might say, like, you know, they'll, like, you know, assassinate you, but it's like, you know, why do you want to be alive so bad? The world sucks. I don't have the money yet, and he's not very patient. Usually they're not patient, no. That's not a good quality to have as a member of organized crime, generally speaking. So I was hoping you can get me some help somehow. This is a criminal we're talking about, you know, so it's sort of your job, right? My answer's name is Brad Gore-Tex. Excellent name. That's definitely... I know Gore-Tex is not, like, that simply can't be, like, a common European name. That's a Calio name. He's always hanging out in the bar near the harbor. Okay, so when we go to the harbor, we'll work that out. I just wanted to talk to Keith real quick, so I can open up that side quest. And now, I can go. And I want to talk to this person. This person is interesting. They got a lot of blue going on. What's your investment advice? Security redefined is going down. I can feel it. Okay. Politics. My son's in the military clamoring for another war. We should be listening to the youth more. Yep. You're so right. What is that? I've never heard of it before. I love aromas. It's actually, yeah, I'm sorry. You're spreading psychohazards. You gotta go, unfortunately. A big part of RPGs is role-playing, you know, as the character you're playing as, and I'm role-playing as a piggy oink oink, so, you know, I don't need a reason to just, you know, do a crime. Like, who's gonna arrest me? Me? I'm me! I can't arrest me. I wouldn't do that. I don't want to be arrested. And, you know, who's gonna arrest me other than me? Oh crap, I was so close! I was so focused on criticizing the, I guess American police system, or European police system. I'm not even sure I know the difference after playing this game. It's, you know, they're all kind of the same now. Okay, we're coming close to the residential area. Now the game's gonna open up. Alright, awesome. Great, love that. I haven't played much of this game. I bought it the other day, but it's, and the only reason I did because it was on sale, but, I don't know if it's still on sale. I'm sorry, I gotta go down for this. Oh, wait, airsoft pistol. I'm not gonna use that, but why not? Why not unlock it? And there's another one down. Let's just go here. Oh, it's good old Vladimir Storonbog. Vladimir, I know that's a real name. I'm sorry to any Europeans watching this. I don't know. I get like I'm at least give me some credit for knowing that Gore-Tex is not a real fucking name. That I'm not that stupid. About me, I work in a small hedge fund as an analyst. I get great satisfaction with my work. It really aligns with my values. That line is like I've read that before, and it always sucker punches me. And always it's hard not to read that without laughing. Business. So some of it's always booming. If you invest someone else's money and then rake in the fees, it doesn't matter if you keep beating the market or not. Listen, if you get like an investor to invest in your thing, and then you invest that money into another thing, and then they invest the money into a thing, that's how you get an economic bubble. And everyone knows what economic bubbles is. They just keep inflating and they never pop. That's why they call them bubbles. When you're, when a kid, you're blowing bubbles, and they would just like go up into the air and leave the Earth's atmosphere. They're still there. They're all still there. Every single bubble you blew as a kid is in space now, and it feels abandoned and alone. And it's sometimes you think about that's existential. I came home one day, and this whole apartment was ransacked. And get this, however, nothing was missing. What the fuck's up with that? And then at first I thought someone had like come for me, possibly a disgruntled investor, because I invested their money into like a thing I had another stock that I owned, so it was like this closed loop, and they were upset about that, whiny baby. But after back to the actual text that's actually written, but after that, all I noticed, hey, where's my precious human dog, Facerper? He was missing. Can you believe it? Somebody stole my dog! What's the deal with people stealing dogs? Yeah, okay. And he finds if LinkedIn Jerry Seinfeld will kill whoever found the dog with his bare hands or whatever. That was the last bit. I don't know what that bit was. I'm sorry. Did I mention I'm not a YouTuber? God, I gotta stop saying that because people are just gonna get really annoyed with me repeatedly just pointing out I'm not a YouTuber. What do you got to say? Celibacy. What's that? This is such an interesting line because it could imply so many things, but it's unclear exactly what it's implying. It could refer to the fact that he's he's so fucky that he just doesn't. He's literally never heard of it, or he just doesn't know what sex is. Either I'd prefer to believe the former, but cryptocurrency. According to my dad, it's the shit. Sick reactionary fucks. You're totally right. But this is, that's role playing as the character. Hi. You have nothing to say to me, and you seem openly hostile to me, apparently. So, dreadful noise. Ah, finally! A police officer! You hear about the complaint I made. Somebody's been playing this horrid music in the neighboring building. I can't sleep, let alone think. My work is very important, so this is a huge problem for our entire beautiful nation. Can you please go and do something about it? It's about this mentally deficient little cretin. That's such a rich person thing to say. I might even have a little something for you. Transcendental meditation, I don't care about that. Rumors. The second coming of Christ has been on everyone's lip recently. Has it? You're the only NPC that's talked about that. For my maybe there's another one that has. I genuinely don't know. I've played this game for too long. Strange things have been happening in Italy. Vatican has been very hush hush. I'm not ready to believe it just yet. About me, I'm the founder of a new startup that is going to revolutionize potato farming logistics using the blockchain. That's such a call. That sounds like a bunch of nonsense, but like, and it is objectively a bunch of nonsense, but it's also like a callback to this developer's last game, which is a lot of that in this. There's so much fat to cut in the whole process. It can be slimmed and optimized almost infinitely. I have a metaphor I like to use. If you know Moore's Law, it's very simple. The rate at which the movement of potatoes and potato-related products can move around the globe can be easily doubled every year or so just by using my services. The implications of this world are shattering. Or the implications of this are world-shattering. Lost Dog, that's dreadful. Not many dogs around here, but I have happened to visit a little coffee shop in the park, and one of the regulars, Scary Mercenary, who just goes by the call sign Silver, suddenly has a new dog. It was very surprising to me how gentle he was with it. I didn't take him for that kind of person. One of the most, like, weird and unsettling things about, like, consumer soft products games, like, both of them, is the fact that there's these, like, little rooms that, like, serve no purpose other than to make you uncomfortable. Like, they're just, like, weird corners that are, like, not right. What the hell's this? Like, there's nothing here. Yeah, there's potatoes, I guess, but, like, yeah, I'll steal all your potatoes. Yeah, I'll steal this guy's potatoes. I'm gonna, instead of putting them on the blockchain, put them on Neocities. Actually, I don't know if my character would put it on, like, I guess it'd be GeoCities at this point, because this game takes place in the year 2000, or a different version of it, but... Oh, you're running? Okay. Okay, fine. Be like that. Alright, okadoke. Probably go here, and... Who are you? Where'd you come from? About me. I'm trying to get by. I can barely afford to eat. Okay, can I have all your, So, oh no, I didn't mean... I was thinking... That didn't mean to... Anyway, let's go get the cocaine and the espresso. Oh, and I got a breaching charge after that. Oh, and a bed. Excellent. Daily income is negative 376. Awesome! I'm slightly... At least I'm not in debt yet. So... Let's go. What's going on with you? You hate me. Okay, you don't hate me too much. Enforcers of the so-called imperialist mass cult, I believe. Selective breeding. I was in a hospital once and I overheard the doctors and nurses talking about it. Charlie Ray, what's up with you? You okay? I was just saying this. I agree with you. I, however, have no shame, so... Hey, if I can conversate, yeah, that's fair. That's not my problem. I guess it is, but, you know, it's more your problem. I'm like, you know, whatever the, like, Orwellian version of a capitalist realist is, I guess. Tell you what, mate. If you deal with the lad who complained about the ravers music, I'll pay ya. How about 5 grand sounds, mate? Sure, what about Lost Dog? Maybe if I help him with this, he'll, like, be generally less hostile for me. Or not. You know. Can't blame him. This is a nice little area here. I like this little area. Except for this! This makes me nervous, because it's like one of those, like, places that, like, you would think would hide a secret, but there's nothing there. And, like, the music stops. And it's just... Again, one of those little places that's just meant to make you uncomfortable. This person's still freaking out, but that's okay. Well, I already do know how to do the Lost Dog quest, but I don't know, it feels weird to just, like, you know, go straight to the thing. Like, it feels like you're, you know, like, even when you already know how to, like, complete the quest earlier, with a game like this, like, you know, figuring out's kind of the part of the fun. So, like, you know, just following the... sometimes you find like different ways you could follow the clues potentially. Um, so sorry about the potato farming. The day of advanced potato farming did not come, because I broke the prophecy. So, uh, sorry. You're not gonna shoot me? Okay, that's fine. You know, I probably don't need that right now. Um, hey, what are you doing? One. Okay, I'm just gonna, um, man, you need to go into the sewers, I'm sorry. Um, where the fuck did she go? Where'd she go? She just disappeared. It's having to see the consequences of that action, but the consequences don't make any fucking sense. I thought she'd just be stuck there, but then she didn't even die. She just disappeared. It seemed. Um, very existential. Luca Muller. Hey, Luca Muller. That's a fun name. Um, I used to work as a used to work for them as guard. This is the Bernardi estate. I used to work for them as gardener. They fired me recently for neglecting security protocols. I'm still a bit confused what they actually meant. Too many smoke breaks, perhaps. Since then, I've been working for the city. The pay isn't as good, but I don't have to worry about being shot at by some twitchy 20-something security hire. Um, Lost dog. Well, there's this new human dog in the coffee shop. Maybe ask him. There's someone that not ask the dog, ask the guy, not the dog who used to be a guy. Enzo Bizarre. He doesn't really seem like a fundamentally bad person. He's just a bit creepy. I often hear him grunting and moaning all by himself around the house when he thought nobody was around. Do you think he was busting? It's an objectively funny way to deliver that line. I did a bit of detective work and found out he's active online under the alias and dude Sun. I know what this word is. How do you pronounce it? Descender lover. Seems to be into something called animes, whatever that is. He's wrong, Bernard. He has dead-eyed look to him that some high-level politicians and military personnel have. He definitely knows you and me could never possibly. He definitely knows something you and me can never possibly comprehend. An automatic drone standing on a mountain of bodies, locked into a terrible fate beyond human scale. I accidentally took the key to the house with me, and I feel like I don't know the family enough to return it. I could sell it to you, in case you want to check out the place out. I recommend going through the back door. There's a lot of security. I'd recommend going through the back door. There's a lot of security there. Okay. Gregorio has a safe next to his bed. I have no idea what he's hiding in there, but it's probably pretty valuable. Sadly, I don't know the combination. Okay, barter. Oh yeah, it's not too bad. Thanks, Luca. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that was an actual way to, you know. Hi, Silver. What's up with the dog, buddy? One day, this human dog walked up to me, badly damaged and in great distress. I nursed it back to health, and after that, it refused to help. It refused to leave my side. I never wanted to own a dog, but I feel some level of responsibility for this one. I first met this dog. It was severely beaten and malnourished. I was surprised it could still walk. It wasn't stolen. It obviously escaped from a dire living situation. I refused to turn this dog to whoever it escaped from. Okay, so, this is what a dog is supposed to look like. If your dog doesn't look like this, that's not how it's supposed to look. What's wrong with your dog if it doesn't look like this? You know, if your dog like should ideally have a pair of human lips, like if it has a nose there, that's not correct. It's supposed to have human lips, like that right there. Um, and hollow eye sockets, to be clear. Um, that's like this is you may not like it, but this is what the ideal dog looks like. If you're at like a dog show, this is always the kind of dog. If someone shows up to a dog show, and this is the kind of dog that they've done, they've brought up with like a perfect human dog who's in the prime of its health. That's the dog that wins the dog show. Like the prestigious awards for the most wonderful dog. This is a good boy. Good boy. Or whatever, or girl. I don't know. You can tell it's like, because you can tell this dog is like, very like, like it's been nursed back to health by this guy, and you can tell that, by the like the coat, of its eyes, or its coat of its eyes. See how its eyes? I meant to point out. I was gonna make a joke about how I'm pretty sure it's like there's the clothes textures on this because it's like this straight up a human texture on this dog, or maybe not. I don't know, but it's like it does look like they like modified the clothes as part of it, which is kind of a disturbing idea. Like this dog is like part suit. You can tell, this Vladimir guy, I think he's gotta go, because it's like, not that this is like a hard rule, but like, if someone has like, the same name as, a Russian dictator, that doesn't mean they're a bad person necessarily, but it's something to be like cautious of, especially if they're wealthy, but it's like, like this guy. Think about this. Okay, so this guy, like if that dog used to be a person, it probably still has a human brain, right? And it's trapped in a dog body against its will, or their will, or whatever. And the thing is, I could read all this, but instead I'm just going to do that because when you really think about it, this guy just kept a person hostage, and so it's like something to think about. It's food for thought. When you think about it, I'm actually not a bad person. Well, actually, that might not be entirely untrue. This guy kind of sucks. Well, except I am literally in a pick the class called Warrior Cop, so I'm probably killing this guy isn't the reason my character's a bad person. That's other reasons. That's more like, just like killing indiscriminately. There's a lot of characters I have killed that aren't that guy, that it shows, I don't have a conscience. So, generally, like, I just, this bit doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. This bit is stupid. I don't know how to do bits. And do you know why I don't know how to do bits? I'll tell you once this loads. Here we go. It's perfect timing. I'm not a YouTuber. God, why am I getting such bad performance things? Maybe I need to... Hold on, let's set the frame limit to like 25, see if that helps. What if we set it to 20? 20 is so low, but it's also like... I don't know. It's like lower... I think that actually might have made it worse. Okay, so... is it... Maybe if I turn on the... Oh, I didn't mean to shoot my gun indoors. Not on the HQ anyway. Oh, it's this girl. Admiration. Your unflinching conduct at the Brussels food riot that led your promotion was a sight to behold. I could never use a dagger like that. it is what, as they say, life is a line and poetry is written with a splash of blood. Um, I'm not gonna do this, but I assume this isn't like a haha. I assume it's like a deranged cackle. Um, like how I laugh when I'm around people I trust. They seem like they have some kind of problem with us. Maybe they see us as a threat to their funding. I think it's just that you're kind of like even for like the other, there's I need to find like one of the characters that you can ask about a complaint. Um, let's read that. I've been waiting for hours. I just want to get to my pan-Europe passport so I can visit Australia. I've heard it's beautiful this time of year, especially in Perth. Nobody seems to be doing anything that they're making me wait for. They're making me wait for hours. I've already submitted all the necessary document. It's like nobody even knows who I am. I've been be- I've been used. I'm used to better service than this. You should get your boss here immediately. This won't stand. I will not have it. If you don't help me right now, you will severely regret it. I'm going to make your life living hell. I can do so many things. Anyway, um, that's taken care of. I hope that comedic timing was good. YT underscore blah blah. Oh, maybe we should just wrap it up for now. Well, if there's literally like two people who are into this, I guess I'll do a follow up to this. But last thing we'll do before you leave is we'll just pick some equipment. Um, this is good. Want that? Let's get the parts. Let's get the heavy armor. I don't know what a DNA sniffer is, but if it's anything like the thing from fucking Cruelty Squad, I want that. Sniper rifle. I think I can find a sniper rifle somewhere. I can't afford that. Yeah, why not? Let's just get this. May as well. This can be useful. I do have now a, something, a rifle at least. Let's just test this. And I think that'll be like, oh, I think that'll be all. Thanks for watching. Uh, you know, if you want to do another one of these, comment, because I won't know if anyone's really that invested unless you comment. Because that's how my brain works, unfortunately. So, you know, uh, yeah, again, thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Stay safe out there. And by the way, one last thing. I have a NeoCities. You can check that out. I'll put a link in the description. Has a bunch of cool shit. Has a bunch of all my music on here. Some of the games I've made. A board of just a bunch of GIFs, I guess. Some other sites I found, and yeah, there's webzines. This one's a weird one. Um, but there's like actual legit webzines there too. That's not just a bunch of just weird shit. There's like this whole brainy ass article I wrote. There's like this whole like two things of just indie shit I like. Just thought to point that out. I'll put a link in the description, but if you want to know, it's echochambers.neocities.org. So bye, have a lovely day.